In a world screaming for attention with ever louder exhaust notes and ever more ludicrous horsepower figures, sometimes the most profound statements are made in a whisper. At the 2025 Goodwood Festival of Speed, amidst the symphony of screaming V12s and the silent, violent acceleration of electric hypercars, one car managed to capture the collective imagination of the crowd, not with brute force, but with something far more potent: nostalgia. It wasn't the fastest up the hill climb, nor was it the most expensive, but for a generation of enthusiasts, it was, without a doubt, the most important debut of the year. The king is dead. Long live the king. The Honda Prelude is back. Hello, everyone, and a massive thank you for joining me back on the channel. And if this is your first time here, a very special welcome to Auto Insights, your home for deep dive automotive analysis from someone who's been behind the wheel for over 15 years. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about reveals from the legendary Goodwood Festival of Speed, the official production-ready return of the Honda Prelude. After what feels like an eternity of rumors, concepts, and whispers in the automotive world, Honda has finally pulled the trigger. They've brought back a name that, for many of us, defined the affordable, stylish sports coupe of the 80s and 90s. But this isn't just about reviving an old nameplate to stick on a generic crossover. What we saw in the English countryside was a statement. It was Honda declaring that style, driver engagement, and forward-thinking technology can still coexist in a package that doesn't require a lottery win. It's a car that stole the show, not by being the loudest, but by being the most significant comeback story of the year. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details of the design, the powertrain, and what this means for the market, I have a small favor to ask. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Auto Insights so you never miss out on our latest reviews. Now, let's get into it. The Goodwood Festival of Speed is automotive royalty. It's a sprawling garden party where multi-million-dollar classics share the tarmac with bleeding-edge electric prototypes and Formula One legends. It's a place where you can be deafened by a vintage Le Mans winner 1 minute and then watch a silent EV shatter a speed record the next. In this sea of pure, unadulterated exotica, you would think a modest Honda Coupe would simply disappear into the background, a mere footnote in a weekend of automotive gods. But you'd be wrong. The buzz around the Prelude was palpable. While crowds gathered to admire the unobtainable hypercars, there was a different kind of energy around the Honda stand. It was a quieter, more thoughtful appreciation. It was the thrill of familiarity, of seeing a beloved nameplate from your youth resurrected. This wasn't a car that felt like a fantasy. It felt like a possibility. For every person dreaming of a Valkyrie, there were two others genuinely wondering, could I see that Prelude in my driveway? It was a connection to a more accessible era of enthusiasm, and that resonated deeply. Honda's strategy here was nothing short of brilliant. Instead of a sterile auto show reveal under artificial lights, they chose to debut the Prelude amongst the most celebrated drivers' cars on the planet. This wasn't just launching a new model, it was a positioning statement. By placing it at Goodwood, Honda confidently declared that the Prelude is a car for true enthusiasts. It's a quiet but firm nod that says, we remember what made driving great, and we're bringing it back. Ultimately, the Prelude's appearance proved that you don't need 1,000 horsepower or a 7-figure price tag to make an impact. In a field saturated with superlatives, this handsome blue coupe generated a groundswell of excitement based on two things: its legacy and its future promise. It stood out by being understated, confident, and refreshingly honest about what it is: a modern tribute to a classic name. Rebooting a classic is one of the most dangerous games a car manufacturer can play. Lean too heavily on the past, and you create a caricature. Ignore the heritage, and you're just cynically using a name for brand recognition. Honda, I am thrilled to report, has walked this tightrope with the grace of a seasoned acrobat. The new Prelude is a masterclass in modern design that honors its roots. It is sleek, low-slung, and genuinely attractive from every single angle, just as a Prelude should be. The lineage is unmistakable. The long hood and short rear deck create that classic coupe silhouette that defined its most beloved predecessors, particularly the third and fifth generations. The sloping roofline flows beautifully into the tail, giving it a sense of motion even at a standstill. These are not direct copies of old design cues, but rather a modern interpretation of the spirit of those cars. It captures the essence of what made the Prelude a style icon for its time, proving that good proportions are truly timeless. But this is no museum piece. The modern execution is flawless. Up front, a sharp, full-width LED light bar gives the car a distinct and futuristic face, connected by a subtly aggressive grille. The same theme is repeated at the rear, with another light bar that emphasizes the car's width and low stance. Details like the flush-mounted door handles and the crisp bodyline signal that this is a product of 2025, not 1995. The show car's Boost blue pearl paint, borrowed from the fire-breathing Civic Type R, is a bold choice, tying it visually to Honda's modern performance family. What Honda has achieved here is a design that is both neoclassic and profoundly contemporary. It triggers a sense of nostalgia without ever feeling old-fashioned. It's a car that will look just as good in 10 years as it does today because it's built on fundamental principles of beautiful design, not fleeting trends. It respects its history but isn't chained to it, creating a perfect blend of retro inspiration and modern sophistication. So, it looks the part, but what powers this modern icon? Honda has confirmed the next-generation Prelude will be a hybrid sports car, pairing a 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor. Now, before the purists cry foul, let's think about this. The original Prelude was never about monstrous straight-line power. It was about balance, sophistication, and often, pioneering technology like its revolutionary 4-wheel steering system. A modern, performance-oriented hybrid powertrain is the perfect 21st-century embodiment of that philosophy. While exact specifications remain under wraps, the speculation centers around a powertrain similar to what we see in the current Accord, or CR-V hybrid, but tuned for a sportier response. Imagine something akin to the Civic C's lively 2.0-liter 4-cylinder, but augmented by the instant torque of an electric motor. This isn't just about fuel economy. It's about the driving experience. The electric motor can fill in torque gaps at low RPMs, providing immediate, seamless throttle response that a purely internal combustion engine struggles to match. It's a recipe for a car that feels alert, responsive, and thoroughly modern to drive. Now, let's address the two elephants in the room. First, Honda has confirmed it will remain front-wheel drive, staying true to its lineage. For anyone who doubts Honda's ability to make a front-wheel drive car handle sublimely, I have two words. For you, Civic Type R, they are masters of the craft, and we can expect a chassis that is agile, engaging, and communicative. The second point, however, may be a source of disappointment for some. It appears there will be no manual transmission offered. This is undoubtedly a concession to the modern market and the complexities of hybrid integration, but it's a sting for those of us who cherish that third pedal. Inside, the cabin smartly borrows its layout and high-quality switchgear from the current generation Civic. This is a very good thing. The Civic's interior is a triumph of ergonomic design, featuring clear digital displays and satisfyingly tactile controls, like that now iconic honeycomb mesh air vent. By leveraging this excellent platform, Honda can keep the Prelude's price accessible, another core tenet of the original's success. Subtle, unique touches, like the Prelude script stitched into the headrests, provide just enough differentiation to make the cockpit feel special and bespoke to the car. So, what is our final verdict on the return of the Honda Prelude? To put it simply, this is one of the most exciting and significant new cars of 2025, but not for the reasons that usually dominate headlines. Its importance doesn't lie in a record-breaking 0-60 time or an astronomical horsepower figure. Its significance lies in what it represents, a courageous and welcome return to a segment many had written off as dead. The stylish, attainable, front-wheel drive sports coupe. Honda has executed this revival with near-perfect precision. The design is a triumph, skillfully blending nostalgic cues with a sharp, modern aesthetic to create a car that is simply beautiful. It avoids the pitfalls of retro for retro's sake and instead delivers a timeless shape that honors its heritage. It's a car that will turn heads for all the right reasons, appealing to both old fans of the nameplate and a new generation of buyers looking for style and personality. Yes, the powertrain will be a point of debate. A hybrid, automatic-only coupe might not be the raw, visceral machine that some die-hard purists were dreaming of. However, it is a pragmatic and intelligent interpretation of the Prelude's core ethos for the modern era. It promises a sophisticated, responsive, and balanced driving experience that is perfectly suited for real-world roads, which is exactly where the original Prelude always shined. This is progress. Honda-style. The Honda Prelude is more than just a new car. It's a symbol of hope for the enthusiast. It's a vote of confidence from a major manufacturer that there is still a place for cars that prioritize style, driving pleasure, and accessibility over outright utility. It's a machine built on a legendary foundation but engineered squarely for the future. We cannot wait to get behind the wheel for a full road test. But based on what we saw at Goodwood, Honda hasn't just brought back a name, they've brought back a legend.